What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Token Black, aka Don Zalug. I make sure everybody eats. And today we got another video for you. This is the top 8 decks from REDU or Die, Different Dimension Tournament Series, first online tournament for 2026. The only thing I need you to do right quick is go in the description, hit the Discord, because we got G.O.A.T, Edison, Tengu, Hat, a little bit of everything over here, man. The winner of this tournament got $200, winner take all. So this was a very high stakes tournament. I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Top 8 decks, we're gonna start with windups. This windup build is doing something that I think it's more of a 70-30 split, but it's playing card D to draw into more plays. Now, one thing that card D does is leave you with an open board, and you do see the double torrential, double bottomless, a lot of just negation for monsters. You don't want to have an open board and wind up start doing a thing. You don't want to have an open board and Dark World starts doing its thing. So in this other side of getting those 2 cards, you also have to protect yourself, which is why you see the trap lineup that you see here. Side deck looks pretty standard. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But we are seeing 2 messenger apiece in the level limit area B, when there's usually just a 3rd messenger apiece there. So standard on the side deck. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Let's go to the next build. The next build is also a wind-up build. As you see, this one doesn't play card D and chooses to main a messenger apiece and has more traps. This one has more of a grind game. If you don't draw into your Magician Shark immediately, if you don't draw into your Factory immediately, you're playing traps to stop your opponent from blowing you out. In a lot of cases, you're going to be pushing through things. So early game, if you draw a Rabbit Factory trap, you're actually in a really good position, whereas another build might not be able to maintain what they've got and what they've built from that. So I really like this build, more of a control style build with the pot of dualities. So I like this a lot. Fiendish Chain also, Fiendish Chain is a very good card. So shout out to Fiendish Chain. We've seen a lot of Fiendish Chain getting used on bigger monsters, a BLS, for example, that I can remember off the top of my head. But I do want to move on to the side deck. 3 Gemini Imps, 3 D-Fissure. This player was ready for Dark Worlds. This player was ready for Dark Worlds. And you kind of have to be. You don't want Dark Worlds to start picking your hand apart. So I respect the 3 Gemini Imps and the D-Fissures. I'm going to talk about Black Horn of Heaven in a different video, but I really like this card and what it can do for windups. Same thing with Needle Sealing as well. We'll talk about that in another video, so make sure you hit that sub button. This is Chaos Dragon. Chaos Dragon was actually one of the decks that I was pulling for to do well in this tournament, because my mind, I've been playing this game since the beginning, so my mind just takes me back to the guy that got 2nd place, I believe it was YCS Dallas, and really put Chaos Dragon on the map. This is a pretty standard build for Chaos Dragon. You got big monsters that can flood the board, and also Maxi is just a good card to slow your opponent down, but if they do want to give you cards, you're drawing into things you can use immediately. Going on to the side deck, there were some Chaos Dragon mirror matches that happened where Electric Virus was able to do its thing. But this side deck in particular has card destruction in it. I like card destruction because you can reset your opponent while filling your graveyard up. And even in the side deck, if I draw this with an all monster hand, it's looking pretty good. So shout out Chaos Dragons. The next one is Inzectors. Inzectors, I don't want to say they have a similar concept to windups, but the card D makes sense. With the card D, we want to draw into our combos so that we can kind of win the game right then. You want to win the game, whether it's windups or Inzectors, you want to win the game within 2 turns of the card D activation. If you can do that and set yourself up well from that, you're in a very good spot. Also, you know, Inzectors have OTKs and things like that they can get into. One thing I did notice though is no Armageddonite and no second tomato. You usually see 2 tomatoes and an Armageddonite to dump either the Ladybug or the Hornet. But this build just chooses to draw cards, which makes sense, especially if you're playing the 3 Veiler and the 1 Max C. So shout out to Inzectors. The Pulse is a very good card. Extra deck looks pretty standard, or side decks rather. Next deck is Agents. It's good to see Agents. I really like Agents. We have a couple of the Agent games from the rounds of Swiss that'll be uploaded really soon. So y'all definitely make sure y'all stay up to date on that. This deck to me looks very standard. The Treacherous Trap Hole as the 41st card came in clutch. I'm not gonna lie. I witnessed it. It did its thing. It did its thing for sure. Moving on to the side deck, Prohibition is a card that I definitely want to talk about in another video. I don't want to spend too much time on it now, but Prohibition, if you can activate it after picking your opponent's board apart and kind of understanding their game state and what they're trying to get to, it can really seal the deal on a game. So shout out to Agents. I like this build. Let me know if there's anything y'all would change about it in the comments below. This build is High Radix. We're seeing a lot of card D in the top 8. Again, open boards is not something that you want to see, but what this deck does very well is play the Veilers and the Maxis to slow your opponent from OTKing you through an open board. You have to think about these plays. You have to think about what you want to do. Do you want to give me more cards, or do you want to just stop your play here? Same thing with Pot of Duality. If you can Pot of Duality into card D, you're in a very good spot. The reason that this deck is able to play those cards in still special summon as much as they do is because of the OTK potential. Once you get into a Tomb and all of the other cards, you can really start an OTK straight from that. So hey, I card D, I got 2 cards, I got an open board. You beat me right now or you lose next turn. Going on to the extra or side deck though, Drago is a very good card, especially when there's so many Chaos Dragons running around. Electric Virus, again, a very good card against that. And D-Fissure, I'll be uploading a game where D-Fissure pretty much won the game after High Radix was able to do its thing. The next build is 6 Samurai. Like I said, all of the builds other than those 2 wind-up builds in the beginning, everything is different. So 6 Samurai in the tournament, in the top 8, with double Max C, double Veiler. Gateway, we saw the Infinite from Gateway. We've seen Bushido counters, Shien, Beast, Barkion. Those are all really good cards. I'm not gonna lie. Beast and Barkion do a lot in this format, especially when they're summoned when you already know what kind of game state your opponent is in. If they're playing windups, you can go Spell. If they're playing more of a trap heavy build, you can go Barkion or Beast, excuse me. But this build looks really good. Very standard build. The double-edged sword technique, bringing back monsters to go into either Shein, Beast again. We did see a Landoy summon that sealed the game, so I'll be uploading that pretty soon. And then double MST. MST is just a really good card in this format. There's so many continuous spells and traps that, or continuous spells really, that you just don't want to have on board for too long, i.e. MST, i.e. D-Fissure. So shout out to Six Samurai for making it over to the top 8. And then our last deck in top 8, YuGiOh with Card D. So that's, I think, 5 decks that play Card D. But this deck has a lot more traps in it, because this deck is more of a control build. You want to start YuGiOh Armor, then go into Accelerator. One thing that I did notice that's different is the one gear frame and the one fortress. In most builds, those are either more hand traps or something like that. I do like it though. You know, the gear frame into the fortress puts more pressure on your opponent to do something. So shout out to YuGiOh/Machina for making it into the top 8. Side deck looks pretty standard. Macros, like, come on, bro. And that is the top 8 decks from Different Dimension Tournament Series first online tournament, Redo or Die. I'm excited for the next one, and hopefully you are too. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on with the Different Dimension Tournament Series, hit the Discord below, and yeah, let's get it, man. More tournaments coming soon, more analysis. We back, man. Yes, sir.